What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Zeal Cigar review. And today we got a whole nother look, a whole nother viewpoint. We're gonna do a nice little interview with the guys, my East Coast brothers, with Levo Sigaro. And look, man, when I tell you that I wanted to get these guys on here for a reason, there's a very big reason for that. There's been very few new cigar brands or brand owners for that point that have worked as hard as these guys worked and were as persistent as they were to get these cigars into the building. And there's a lot of respect I have for that. Not to mention, the cigar is incredible. It's very good. There's not a lot of cigars that I'll get on here and hype up that are in that $20 price range or more. And these guys are one of the few that I feel deserve to be hyped up. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to have them on here and have a conversation. So let me get my two Italian brothers on here from Levo Sigaro, and let's get this party started. Brother!
What's up?
What you guys doing over there, bro? What's the East Coast like right now?
It's so far so good. A little gloomy out, but that's it. The weather's getting warmer.
I was gonna say, warming up at all?
Warming up. Thank God.
Heck yeah, bro. So do me a favor, introduce yourself to my my watchers here and let them know who you are, and then let's get into it.
So my name is Sal from Levo Sigaro. Nice to meet you guys.
I'm Antonio, the other co-founder of Levo Sigaro. It's a pleasure being on here, Justin. Thank you for having us today.
Yeah, bro. You couldn't have been a more Italian intro than that. Let's go. Sal and Antonio. So yeah, man. So where are you guys at? You guys are in New York, right?
Yeah,
Queens, New York.
Born and raised?
Born and raised. Yeah.
So the only place I've ever been in New York was Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
I have a buddy that grew up there. His name was Israel.
Okay.
And dad, I had to go meet his mom because we were trying to convince his mom to let him come stay in Cleveland and go to school in Cleveland with his aunt because it wasn't working out in Queens.
Right.
So he was like, so I had to, his mom was like, oh, he's got to come out and visit me then. If this is legit and you guys really want to go to school together, I got to meet this kid. So I had to fly out to Queens, Jamaica, Queens, and hang out with his mom and his Jamaica. She was actually from Guyana.
Okay.
But because they were in Jamaica, Queens, Granny was basically Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and sat down, and she was like, "Let me make some roti and some plantains." And I was like, "Oh, bro, let's go."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
That's been my only experience of New York, other than like.
But that's the thing. That's the thing about Queens. It's like full of culture. You got everything. Which is amazing.
So tell me.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Levo Sigaro and why you guys wanted to get into the cigar industry. Because one, I think it's a really cool story where you guys are coming from with this, and it's a little bit of a different take on the way people have talked about what they made a premium cigar for, right? You're not saying, I want this to be the only cigar you smoke. I want this to be the working man's celebratory experience. I want to go buy the Levo because I got a promotion, I got accomplished, I did something, right? So start me through the process of, you know what? I need to shut up. We got to smoke these, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's it. It's kind of
oh, man. We got to cut light and smoke these. Come on, man.
Let's do it.
Just yammering. I'm not even talking. We got to be smoking these. Man.
I agree.
You guys should have stopped me, bro. I just rambling, not even smoking the cigar. So before you guys get into the details of this cigar and why you guys wanted to get into the cigar industry and what this means to you and your family, I got to say this. I smoke when I'm at the shop 9 times out of 10, something out of my own making, right? One of my own Zeal house brands. And there's a reason for that, right? When somebody comes in and asks what you're smoking, I want it to be one of mine. And I got to be honest, man. I found myself probably smoking about 5 or 6 of these already. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
And I've got a box of them, a 5-pack of the box stashed at home in my humidor, and that'll sit for who knows how long before I open it. So I've been really impressed with your cigars, and I don't give that out lightly, especially to newer people, right? You got to earn that respect in the cigar industry from a lot of people. And I think 2 things that earned my respect from you guys. One, this is a great product, right? I'm not going to BS anybody. I've been doing this for 5 years. I've been doing reviews. I smoke a lot of cigars. This is very good, and it deserves to be where it's at in the premium space.
Thank you.
Second of all, you two guys are absolute hustlers, bro. Not in a bad way. You're grinders. You go out there, you get it done. You called me probably once a week and said, "Hey, bro, you said you wanted to move on this. What's up? I ain't got an order yet. Did I miss it? What's up? Hey, bro, what's up? You forget about your boy, your Italian brothers in New York? What's up?"
Yeah.
So the persistence also says how much belief you guys have in your own product, and that's a big thing for me. So go ahead and tell us your story, man. Tell us about these cigars and what you guys got into the industry for.
All right.
So,
Hey. Go for it.
listen, Levo Sigaro was built on the American dream. Sal and I both came to agreement with that. This is what we're pursuing right now. We both come from an immigrant background. We're first generation Americans, no, Sal?
Yeah.
Everybody landed over here in Queens. Well, we're actually in Oceanside right now, but
Yeah.
we landed in Queens, New York, and everybody worked. Nobody got free handouts. So we said, why let their work go to waste? Why not make a brand that speaks to what we have, speaks to our values, and bring it out to the people as well? So,
And to add to that, like our families, like after work, you know, it used to be like a community where we grew up. It was a community, like Italian American, like immigrants from, you know, from everywhere that they migrated here and they moved into like a neighborhood and they made it their own. So at the end of work, we grew up with everyone just smoking cigars, drinking at the end of the day. Like even if you had a hard day, a good day, or whatever it was, everybody just came together. So we grew up with a cigar bringing people together, a drink bringing people together, and that's where we got the idea. Where we got like, you know, that's where we got our, you know, what we
The
liked
brand.
about
We got the brand from that.
right, what we liked about smoking because it just brings people together.
Mm.
and also just tapping on what you said, Justin. You said we were knocking on your door, knocking in your door. It's persistence.
Yeah.
That's what we grew up around as well. Persistence, especially we knew we were bringing a product to the market that it's got to be a good product. If we're going to sell something or push something to people, not even to use the word sell, let people enjoy what we're creating. We want them to have the best experience every single time without any questions asked.
Yeah.
And I think we're proving that with you smoking them every day so far. I don't know. You tell me.
No, I would 100% agree with that. I wouldn't have brought them in and I wouldn't have them on my shelf because I'm going to be honest with you. My clientele is the blue collar guys that aren't looking to spend this kind of money on stuff, right? But every once in a while, they do want to splurge on something nice, right? And a lot of times, you know, it is those blue collar guys, and they come in and they go, you know what, man, this has been a crap week, and I just want to smoke something, you know, and treat myself because of how hard this week has been. And for most of us, that's typical of the end of the week, right? It's been hard, bro. We work hard.
We're guilty of that, you know. We love to splurge every now and then, you know.
Well,
Right.
You said blue collar. That's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. So both Sal and I, we come from blue collar backgrounds. I'm in the construction background,
Yeah.
paving. So I come from a paving industry, paving
Me
family.
as well, you know.
We're in the business,
Mhm.
and you know we wanted to expand our horizons over there.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah. What
Yeah.
more hard working is that, you know? We work
Yeah.
normal jobs and, you know, we're pushing the cigar industry as well. You know.
Dude, it's
perfect for, you know, our story and everything.
it's funny to hear, you know, I can relate, not entirely, right? Because you know, my family's Native American, so I don't really have a lot of immigration stories in my background. But my stepfather came from Greece when he was 16 years old with like $50 in his pocket,
Yeah.
right? Went into construction, painting highway bridges across Ohio, you know, a few states. And I grew up in a very Greek household for a better part of my life, man, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, hearing you guys talk about the family getting together and sitting around and smoking cigars and making that coffee that keeps you up all freaking night so they get drunk and then yell at each other and then they pass out later, you know, like, I see that, man, so when you guys talk about that, man, I can relate to that because 'cause I've been in my backyard when a pig's roasting or a lamb's roasting over the fire and all the guys are out there smoking, drinking ouzo, coffee, metaxa,
Yeah.
mythos, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro, talking to you guys takes me back to a place I miss, man. It
Mhm.
really does. Like, that's another reason I like talking to you guys, man. It takes me back home to a place that, I miss being around that culture, being at the Greek
Mhm.
festival on New Year's, being at all the events, and it just being the whole block being Greek, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly. The
you know,
community, yeah.
community is there, right? And
Yep,
and
correct.
there's something about that, man.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree anymore. Couldn't agree anymore.
Something about that.
That's the beauty of it, though. You know, it's the smoking, the drinking. These are all the ritualistic things that they bring everybody together. You said Greeks and Italians, we mesh.
Yeah.
We mesh.
Una faccia, una razza.
That's what they say. So, it's great, but at the end of the day, it's the rituals that bring everybody together: the cooking, the drinking, and the smoking. It all goes hand in hand with each other.
That's
the
true.
guys outside, the girls inside. You know, like.
Yep.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's man, it's great. So what was before we get into more about how you guys developed the brand and how you picked the cigar and things like that, what was your guys' first experience with a cigar? And do you remember what cigar it was?
Go.
I don't know if it's not easy to remember the first cigar, but you can definitely remember the first experience. You know, figure 16, 17 years old, you're sitting there with your pops and you're saying, "Hey, what do you got in your hand over there? I want to try one." And then you get here, give it a shot.
Yeah.
That was my experience. Here, give it a shot, and I took off running from there.
Yeah, I remember I was young. Like I was just getting any cigar. Like I wasn't like I didn't know which cigar to pick up or whatever. But I remember that what cigar would intrigue me was the band. You know, like if
Your
it's an
eyes, man.
I'm gonna assume it's a good cigar, and like I'll just pick it up. You know, but then exactly why we came up with this type of band because
It looks beautiful on this cigar.
thank you.
The feng shui and the aesthetics is perfect.
Right. So like we figured like what a nice band. Like if you're a beginner cigar smoker, if you're going through all the cigars in a shop, you know, you're just your eyes are gonna go to a cigar that stands out. And that's what I told Antonio, and Antonio totally agreed. He was like, we have to get something that stands out. That if it's a beginner smoker or even a regular smoker, like it just pops out and be like, you know what, I want to try Levo. I want to try this cigar.
Now let's get into that band a little bit more because I just had a thought and I'm mad that I probably would have overlooked this if I didn't say anything unless you guys brought it up later.
Right.
But the image on the band is a half a fox and half a lion, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
correct. Yep.
Walk me through that.
So on one half you got the lion, the other half you got the fox. So the lion comes from my side. You know, it's family history that goes way back that the lion is there. It's Leone.
Okay.
Sal, Volpe. Sal, explain what Volpe
So
is.
Volpe in Italian means fox.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one day when we were coming up with the brand and everything, I had a thought. I was like, what if we just come up with like, you know, your family, like a Leone and a Volpe, which is like, you know, lion and the fox. And I couldn't think of like if there was a way we could put it together. Later that night, Antonio calls me. He goes, Levo. I'm like, yo, that's great.
It just
clicked.
Like
I'm like, oh my God. I was like, that just clicked.
Okay.
I was like, perfect. We'll try to get like an image of a lion and a fox, you know, together. That would be our logo. I mean, I know there's a lot of logo brands out there with just a lion, but like this is unique. It has both in one, which represent the name of Levo.
represents 100% because you're taking two families coming together and creating
exactly
starting a dynasty over here with the cigar that they want to bring to the world.
Yeah. So how long have your families known each other?
We grew up together out the womb.
Yeah, we're cousins.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot you were cousins. That's right.
Cousins, and we live down the block from each other.
Cousin, no, everybody's a cousin.
Everyone's a cousin.
No, this is legit though.
No, legit, like the family blood and everything.
Everybody's a dang cousin, bro. I asked my stepdad, "Who's that?" "Oh, that's your cousin, Pandali."
Yeah.
Ooh, he's from over there. What the fuck?
No, it's true. Like even when I go to Sicily, every time I go to Sicily, I meet a new cousin. Oh, that's your cousin. I don't know. You know, every time.
You never met your cousin Nick? What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. But going back to the community, like he lived down the block from me, and we grew up together. You know, and like his family lived down the block, my family, you know, cousins, whatever, and like every day we'd meet up, play outside, this and that, growing up, and
summer times were spent on the stoop.
Yeah,
that's how it was.
Yeah.
Classic New York City. Growing up, that's how it was for us.
Stoop, bro. Reminds me of that Hey Arnold episode about Stoop.
Hey Arnold, hey Stoop Kid, Yep.
That's funny. Yeah, the stoop, man. That was the spot. Even man, we sat on the stoop a lot, bro. Actually, my buddy Mike, who was one of the first guys that like jumped into the cigar journey with me. He was smoking a Christoph on New Year's Eve, a really strong one, and got sick. And he was just laying on my stoop, just in the flower bed, just.
Yeah, that happens, man. I've
always wanted blue Gatorade with his cigars, bro.
blue Gatorade.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't know why. It was
That
always
doesn't
just
look
blue.
good. That doesn't look good on the way out.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, mom's flower bed was funny looking for a little bit.
I hear that.
I don't believe it.
So let's get in. So we talked about the band a little bit. So tell me about how you discovered the blend. How did you come across picking this cigar to represent your guys' journey as creating Levo Sigaro? Because that's a big statement, right? And
Yeah.
and I will say this. It does have a little bit more to it, but I think any smoker can pick this up, whether you're seasoned or whether you're even a little bit newer. I don't think, a newer smoker may appreciate some of the subtle nuances that this might have.
Right.
They might get a little bit more of that spice on their
Correct.
tongue,
Mhm.
but I think a newer smoker could pick this up and still enjoy it. So tell me how you guys went through the process of picking this to be the blend that you guys wanted to roll with.
Absolutely. Yeah. Listen, it was about 8 to 10 month process for us actually.
That's not a
Wow.
surprise.
No,
Yeah.
it's definitely a long process. I'll start off with that. A lot of attention to detail for that. And you said a lot of key things that we were looking at as well. For our first cigar that we hit the market with, we want to be not middle of the road in regards to quality, but middle of the road in regards to tasting profiles and intensities and flavors and strengths. Reason why is because the seasoned smoker could smoke it and the newer smoker could smoke it.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we wanted to go for a Habano blend, something that has that touch of spice in there that rolls right to the back of the tongue, but you still feel it a little bit, and a mellow but creamy and smooth. A cigar that just takes you on an experience the whole way through. Everybody's palates are different, so I'm not going to tell you how this cigar is going to taste for you, but you're going to get a good experience out of it the same way we did get a good experience out of it.
No, I can agree with that, man. It's got very nice. There's something with when you talk about premium cigars, right? Or you talk about ultra premium cigars. There's a couple different notes that you look for when you smoke an ultra premium, right? There's going to be a light baker spice to it, right? Then there's going to be another layer of a tobacco sweetness, and then something else usually comes after that, whether it's an earthiness or a woodiness or a nuttiness, right? And yours kind of hits all those layer profiles as well as having a very nice room aroma.
Mhm.
So, again, when I smoke a lot of cigars, man, and I may not, and I don't even give myself enough credit for what I do when it comes to my palate with cigars, right? I don't blow smoke up people's butt, man. If I think it's a great cigar, I really believe it's a great cigar, and I've been nothing but impressed with this every time I've
Yeah,
smoked.
we appreciate it. We appreciate it. But like
And
you said, with the aroma, like I know, like a couple buddies of mine, they don't smoke, and I'll smoke the cigar around them. They're like, that actually smells really good. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, the level, you should try it. You know.
Don't forget to mention that was one of our tests for the cigars when
Yes.
we were trying our different blends.
people that have never smoked?
We had people walking into the room as we were smoking and saying, "What do you get from this?"
Ah, it smells like somebody's baking some cookies.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. We had that reaction. You know.
Oh, no, I can get it. There's a nice, so I'll tell you guys what I get out of it, right?
Mhm.
So, let me get a while I do this, what do you guys typically like to pair with this? What's your go-to pairing with this cigar, and what were you pairing when you were trying the test blends? Because I'm a big coffee drinker. This for me is a great coffee cigar. I haven't ventured into the bourbon yet.
Mhm.
I do love this. Like when I come in the mornings and I start working, if I don't want a Connecticut or I want something with a little bit more to it, I've been grabbing this one.
Mhm. Awesome.
So yeah, let us know what you guys like to pair with it, and I'll see what I can give you guys out of it.
So when we were trying out blends, we were drinking it with everything. We would drink it with the coffee. We would drink some whiskey, some rum. We wanted to like we wanted to diversify what we drink and how it pairs well with everything. We wanted a cigar that if anything you drink, it's going to go well with.
Okay.
I prefer whiskey. A nice Macallan. I'm sure Antonio thinks the same.
That's what, I typically go for a Macallan or there's somebody out of New York, Great Jones as well. Great Jones Distillery that pairs very well with the cigar. If you want to go even with wines, you could go a red wine with the cigar.
Yeah,
as well.
me, I like.
Okay. That's a bold statement, brother.
Listen, we
Red
stick
wine's
with
a
the flavors.
bold
Yeah.
statement,
Listen,
brother.
we're Italian. We have to like our wine.
Ah, that's fair. That's fair.
You
Anyway,
know,
I'll
fair.
put this out there: a cab. Pair a cab
Cabernet.
with it.
Yeah, Cabernet.
That's fair. I'm not gonna fight with the Italians on wine. Lose that one, bro. I'm out.
That's it. That's it. But like typically in the winter, like I like to enjoy my wine with the cigar.
Okay.
But in the summer or whatever, I like the nice whiskey, in the backyard or at an event or something. Just to
Okay.
sip, clean the palate. But when we were coming up with a blend, like when we went down to the factory, we were sipping it with rum, just to clean the palate. Rum and water clean the palate, for every tobacco we tasted.
All right. So for me, there's a light baker spice that stays on the cigar pretty much throughout the whole thing. I don't remember it really ever coming off. But it's pleasant. It's not overwhelming. It doesn't tingles the nose just a tad. And then it opens up to like not quite a salted pretzel because there's not a lot of saltiness, but it's almost like a pretzel without the salt. Almost like a not quite a fried bread, but like a harder, like a pretzel. That's the closest thing I can think of, like a heartier dough that's been over baked a little bit, right? And then there's a nice, like, almost like a espresso or even a darker cocoa kind of creaminess that comes through on the back end. Little woody bite, but not much, man.
Not
It's
much.
very light. Yeah.
Definitely like the cocoa. Definitely
Break it
like
off
the
the cigar.
coffee. Yeah, like the coffee taste. And the spice, yeah, of
It's
course, because of the
smooth.
Habano wrapper.
It's smooth.
Yes.
Yeah, so tell us about the blend. So tell me about the blend of the cigar.
So we have a Habano wrapper, Ecuadorian Habano. Then we have an Ecuadorian binder and a Dominican Nicaraguan filler.
Okay.
So we have a little bit of everything, which obviously the Habano wrapper gives it that spice profile that you taste.
Yes.
And then everything throughout the Nicaraguan, you have that taste of the Nicaraguan tobacco. You have that little, I'm not gonna say ammonia, but you have that that taste towards it. But and then the Dominican, which soothes it out.
Do you know what region from Nicaragua the tobacco's from?
We prefer not to give that out for the time
That's
being.
no, that's fine. That's okay. Yeah, no big deal. There's definitely not any Esteli in here, from what I can tell. It's not strong enough. So yeah, I got an idea, but I'll keep it to my.
Sure.
Yes.
We'll talk after.
But yeah, so okay. What cigars? Okay, so before you guys started obviously working on your own blend, what were your guys' go-to cigars that you would typically go and grab out of a humidor?
All right. I mean, if we're gonna go our preferred cigars prior to creating Levo, I would typically smoke if I'm gonna sit down in a cigar lounge and I could enjoy a cigar the right way. I would go with the Davidoff, the late hour.
Okay.
If I'm gonna smoke on the go, something that I could enjoy but still be on the move, it would typically be My Father, the Judge, is typically what I would go for. Yeah, those are my two go-tos.
This does not fit that profile. This is much lighter and more smooth and more balanced than those.
Again, what did I say before? Not seasoned smokers.
Yeah.
Everything.
But then when we come with the stronger line, it's gonna,
I set that up for a reason. I put it on the tee for you. There was a reason. Yeah. Yeah, the Judge, man. There's a reason that thing's the Judge, dude. It drops the gavel.
Yeah.
Drops the gavel on you, man.
No, of course. Of course.
So what's been some of the feedback that you guys have been getting so far? You guys have had a couple events in New York, some nice events I saw you guys doing, right? So what's been kind of the buzz around your guys' brand so far?
Go.
So I mean, it's been consistent all around. Just like you said, like it has that spiciness and it has that it's a very smooth cigar. Like in our events, like we had people that are like beginner smokers. They said, I never smoked 2-3 cigars in one night. They go like, this is crazy. I'm like, yeah, that's our cigar. We want you to enjoy the smoke. That it won't give you that headache. It won't give you any of that. Like it won't make you not want to smoke again. And we've been getting consistent reviews all around. The same review too. So it's not like it's one person saying one thing, everyone's saying the same thing. Sure, yeah.
That's good, because that would be my opinion at the moment too. Now I haven't had them here long enough to really tell you what my guys are saying about it just yet.
Right.
But I can tell you that there's been some movement on it already though.
Okay. Awesome.
100%. There's been movement one full box already and a couple of the singles, bro. So there's been some movement on it already.
Okay.
That works. That works.
And that's another thing, you know. I don't think I really touched base on it when I was kind of giving you guys some credit, right? When somebody like me takes on a brand, there's a little bit of a responsibility that I have to move the product, right? Because, you know, I have a YouTube channel, I do reviews, people get eyes on the product, but a lot of times when people sell you stuff, especially smaller companies, because they don't have the marketing budget of a lot of these bigger brands, sometimes they dump stuff off on guys like, you know, reviewers and things like that, and then you don't really see much on their end, right? Bro, again, you guys are on the move, bro. I see you guys posting all the time. I've seen you guys share my stuff multiple times
Yeah.
and repost my stuff. You guys even reached out and you were like, "Hey man, that photo looks a little goofy. Can we fix that?" And they're like, "We really care about how our brand looks." And I was like, "Heck yeah, bro, let me fix it. I'm an idiot."
No, listen, you know, our brand, we just wanted to make it, you know, look good and show people that, you know, Levo is the next big cigar company coming out there,
Yes.
you know. And what makes us different than everyone else, like you hear, like, you know, everyone, my family grew up on a tobacco farm. I'm gonna create a company, this and that. We didn't grow up on that farm, you know. We grew up with the love of cigars. Yeah, we grew up with that love of cigars, but not on that farm. So we're totally starting this company from scratch. And I guarantee you that we're gonna be in every lounge, every retail store, everywhere. You're gonna see Levo everywhere. And thanks to you, and you're giving us that opportunity.
Yes.
Bro,
We appreciate it.
if anybody else was sitting in front of me and said that, I wouldn't believe it as much.
Mm.
I 100% believe that with you guys, bro. I do. I've seen it already, man.
You should. Listen, you were naming off events that we did. One event that we just did last week, actually, it was in a suit shop, of all places. We got invited to come to a suit shop because they were having a Sumizura event over there. Sumizura is to your measure, to your size.
Okay, you're talking above my level now, bro. So
No, listen,
you're gonna have to explain some shit now.
It was a cool event to be a part of, though. But the thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to break out of certain niches and get into other niches over here. So in that event that we were a part of, we were opening the door to other people to get into Levo as well. We were invited in. We weren't selling cigars over there. We were giving people cigars to experience our brand for themselves and make their decision to come to us and experience Levo again and again and again. And we know people, when they see the band, they see the way it looks, they're going with their eyes. Our big thing, though, is that make it look good to the eyes, but give them the experience after they buy with the eyes.
Even better on the palate.
That's what we want, and that's what we're trying to give. And I hope we're standing up to that statement that I just made.
I mean, I think you guys are right. Like, I mean, already we haven't had a relationship very long, you know, and I'm already very impressed, man. I don't say that lightly. I mean, take it for what it's worth. I'm not the biggest fish in the pond, but I do value, you know, I do value the relationships that are created in this industry, right? And I can see a relationship here that can be really awesome. Like even to the point, like we've already talked about, like, dude, when you coming out to Arizona?
Yeah, no,
you guys coming out here.
Soon we will. Soon we will.
I'll go with you guys and pimp this at cigar shops on your behalf, bro. Like, I'll be there. I will come with you. I will get you into a couple of the guys that I know if I have to, right? Like, that's what I'm loving about this. And I even see a market for this in other places, right? Like I do a lot of business with guys in Maui, and they have a very elite group of guys that come out to the island and get flown into a farm. And I mean, they're armed guards, like ex-ops guarding this place. And you don't get on if you're not background checked, vetted, and medical. Who knows, right? Like, I mean,
yeah.
So, you know, there's even things where, like, this is the kind of cigar that deserves and should be in events like that too. So, like, I've got some thoughts in my mind on how we can move with this a little bit more.
Open to new ideas.
So,
we're hungry.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys. You know, it's not very often that a newer company, a smaller company shows up and I get excited about it because I see so many of them. And even locally here, man, there's 5 or 6 brands that pop into the shop that are local, and then you never see them again. You never see their brand again.
Right.
And that's not gonna happen to you guys, bro.
No. Like we know, like it's not a short game. It's a long-term game. Right now, it's brand awareness. Getting that name out there, and that's what we're pushing, and that's what we're getting. And more people that post our cigar, this and that. Where can I buy them? Where can people like are curious now to smoke our cigar, which is great when we get that feedback, because whatever we're doing is working.
Yes. 100%.
Yep.
100%.
So that's why we were glad to be getting online with you. So it gives those people that opportunity to smoke our cigar.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's hard, man. Like when you guys are working 2 jobs and you're working class guys and you're trying to make something like this go, it's really hard to be you can't be everywhere.
No.
Right? So
But we do our best.
that's where I was really excited that you guys reached out to me and you were like, bro, we want you to help represent our brand. And I'm like,
You know what it was, Justin? Sorry to cut you off. When I first called you, I just felt that energy on the other side of the phone. We were talking, everything. And I told Antonio, I'm like, this guy's great. We got to get him on board. He's, wait till you talk to him. You're gonna think the same. And
then we had our first video call, and now we're here.
yes, sir. I drag my feet a little bit on things sometimes, but
same thing for you. You can't be everywhere at once. You're running a business over there too. So
and you're a movie star now. So what are you gonna do?
There's a reason for that too, right? Like, again, I have a lot of people that have come into my shop, and there's local guys that I've supported that didn't work out, that maybe weren't a great decision for me to support, right? So, it takes me a little bit longer to kind of go through the rigmarole and kind of vet it, talk through it. And that's why I said, like, seeing what you guys were doing online with your own brand and how you were promoting it consistently and well. And then from there, it was also, like you said, the way that you continued to come at me with the conversation and, hey, bro, let's go. I want to move on this. Let's get it into your shop. It's a good fit. Here's why. And yeah, man, that got me excited about it. Not very often that somebody else can come in here and get me excited about something that's not my own cigar.
Yeah.
There's an old saying: you got to hit the iron while it's hot.
Ooh,
Iron was hot with us, so
That's it.
we got to keep hitting it. There's no stopping.
yes, bro.
No stopping.
Yeah, I mean, you could always stick it back in the fire, but then it's not the same.
Too late. Then that's too late.
not
You
the
got to hit
same.
it outside. Yep.
Yep.
Right. Hell yeah, bro. See, I like the way these guys think. And I like what you said about energy too, man, because I'm a big energy person. And when it comes to this industry, man, there's a lot of fake people out there. There's a lot of BS. There's a lot of goofy stuff. There's a lot of stories, right? So that's another thing, right? You guys are real, raw, and you relate to the working class people, man. Those are my people. So that's what yeah, man. I can sit here and hype you guys up all day, man. I really, I'm thoroughly, I'm very excited to see what you guys do with this brand, man. And I'm happy to help and be a part of it. I really am.
Thank you for being on board.
Yeah,
we appreciate that.
We really do. And to add what we were doing in the beginning, like even for like our family and friends that smoke, we would just hand them a cigar. Look at this cigar that I picked up in the shop. Try it out. Let me know how it is. We didn't say we were behind it. We didn't tell nobody.
Even
we're a year.
Even we're going through the blending process.
Yeah.
We're just giving out, hey, listen, I picked up this hand roll. Try it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we would say, it's not that good to me. What do you think about this?
Right.
Yeah, this thing's great.
No, but everything was consistent. Everybody said the same thing. And now, every time I'll be like, oh, this person said this. And then this person, it's all the same feedback, which was like, all right, I think we got a good blend going.
Yes.
So here's an interesting question. What are your guys' favorite cigar shops to visit in New York?
Okay.
There's a few. Which part of New York are we talking now?
Let's stick to where you guys are at. Let's stick in the Queens area.
Queens.
Okay. In Queens, there's a few. There's local guys. Give some guys a good plug over here. I mean, listen, you got Tobacco Park.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a good neighborhood They got a good neighborhood cigar shop, neighborhood lounge. You know, they got a good humidor in there, a nice lounge area there. Where's some other good ones in Queens? Havana Dreams, that's another one. The thing with Queens, the thing with New York is that you have a lot of shops that have humidors, not a lot of shops that have the lounges in there.
Okay. Is it just because of the smoking laws and like there's ones that
that's
are
what it is.
because they're older or what?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's some that are like super old and grandfathered then, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even in New York, you know, there's a few spots. I think it's about, you know, talking from New York City, ranging out to Long Island. I don't know too much about northern New York, but there's probably about 5 or 6 places altogether that you could go in, you grab a cigar, you could sit down, eat, drink, and have your cigar at the same time. That's pretty much unheard of in New York, unless your grandfather and you have that license already.
Bro, that's like being in Greece or Italy, bro, where you finish dinner and the guys light up a cigar with the glass of limoncello or wine that he's got left over before dinner's over. That man, when I was in Greece, bro, I what's the cigar market like in Italy? Like when you go back home and you go to Sicily and stuff like that, what's the cigar culture like? Because in Greece, at least on the islands, Rhodos, Lipso, where I was at, there's not a lot of cigar smokers, and even in Athens, I didn't see a lot.
It's a smoking culture, but not a big cigar culture. I've seen.
Right, vapes and
if they smoke the small Toscanos.
Okay,
they smoke those because the fastest smoke. But I did give a box to my cousin in Italy, and he loved them.
Yeah.
Because you got to get these over here, you got to sell them over here. I was like, you know, find me a tobacco shop and we'll sell them there. You know, we'll try to figure out a way.
Make it happen.
When I'm looking at, okay, so I leave my house in the morning, right? My cousins, to go to the beach. Same guy sitting at the coffee shop 5 hours later when I walk back, smoking the same pack of cigarettes, playing the same card game, right?
Yeah.
Bro could have smoked 2 cigars in those 5 hours, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like cigarettes.
But that was the best. When you go to Sicily or you go to Greece, you just go on that beach, you just lay down with a cigar in your hand, and you just relax. That's what I look forward to the most. Not going out, just going on that beach and smoking and relax.
Yeah, bro.
You know, you hear the water, you hear the sand, you hear everything. You know, which is great.
Now, what are now do they sell a lot of Cubans, or are they selling a lot of New Worlds over there in Italy? What's the vibe there?
They're hard. The Cubans are hard to come by over there. They get them,
really,
but they're hard to come by as well. You know, I've been on a hunt for them over there too, but it's
mostly in the main cities that you would find them. Like we come from a small town. So it's like we have to travel to like the main city, and if we want to we could pick them up from there.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, that's I only found one one actual cigar shop when I was in Rhodos, and all they had were Cubans.
Right.
But I should have bought the whole box, bro, because there was a Sancho Panza limited edition that they made for Cyprus and Crete. Or I'm sorry, Cyprus and Greece. Bro, I should have bought that whole box. I got home.
You fumbled the bag on that one, Justin.
Bro, oh my God, that cigar. And I don't get excited about Cubans like that. Right. And when I smoked that, I was so mad I didn't buy the box when I was there, bro.
I know.
It's all right. Listen, we all come across those experiences.
Hey,
it's a bad one though. It's a bad experience, but we come across them unfortunately.
Hey, you never know, man. I might be able to come across them again sometime. It's one of those things. If I do, I'm gonna buy the box this time.
There you go. Yeah. Now you learn from your mistakes.
That's it. How's that cigar burning down for you, Justin?
So when you get into the second third of it, a little bit more leather, a little bit more earthiness.
Okay.
But right when it transitioned, there was like a shot of very nice, smooth creaminess that kind of hit in that transition. A little bit more spice, even. Tad. Very tasty.
Are you smoking a Toro or a Robusto right now? Toro. Excellent.
I
mean, look at that.
Yeah. Look at that.
I mean, that's a rate. I mean, that is an incredible burn line. It really, 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 really is.
Beautiful. Nice and even.
I mean, I do the Dairy Queen test.
See? Actually, I had smoked a cigar. I got to send you the picture. It was an ash like this from the Levo, and I had it standing. I'm like, come on.
Doesn't get better than that.
You an ash stand.
Accomplishment. Yeah.
You an ash stand. Okay, so here's an interesting question. What's been the hardest criticism that you've received about your cigar brand so far, if any? If you haven't, that's
If anything, it's very few.
Very few. Few and
Okay.
far between. Not to not sound humble, but we've gotten good reviews, and the way Sal mentioned before, giving it to friends, giving it to strangers, and not mentioning that the brand is ours. It's you get that critical feedback that you need. And
Yeah, it's unbiased.
we weren't getting anything bad. Nothing.
The only thing I did get, but I don't even think it's bad, is I gave somebody a Robusto, and he said, the Robustos. I'm a Toro guy. I smoked a Robusto, and by the time I got to that nice flavor in the middle, I was done with the cigar already. So I gave him the Toro. He goes, "There's the flavor." He goes, because he's a Toro guy. Everyone has that preference.
Yes.
I think that
Do
was
you
the only
notice the difference between the Robusto and Toro.
No, I guess because you have more flavor. It's a longer cigar, so you got more of the flavor.
Okay.
You get to experience it for longer. That's
Yeah.
all. That's what it is.
I don't know if I've smoked a Robusto yet.
You have to give it a smoke now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to now. Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
To see if if I pick up
Right.
any difference in it.
The cigars, they're comparable to each other. The blend is the same, everything's the same through and through, and just you get more longevity in the smoke, and more longevity in the smoke. The flavor gets expressed a little bit different when you hit the middle of the cigar, but the notes are all there through and through.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, creamy, leather. And
That's
that cocoa is almost more of a caramel.
Yeah.
A little bit of leather though. You get that kind of. I equate it to like boot polish, where you taste like a little bit of that at the aftertaste.
Right.
But to me, it's not a bad taste. Right?
Right.
Like some people may hear boot polish and be like, "That's
Yeah. I don't want to smoke that. Yeah.
But no, it's very. There's a very pleasant leather on the aftertaste. And another thing, your cigars are very clean. It's a very clean palate.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Little spice lingers, but other than that,
But
it's a very
totally
clean
quick.
palate.
Another key thing that we were looking at with the smoke, obviously, we wanted all high quality tobacco in there. So we didn't want you to have a burn in your throat while you were smoking it. Yes, spicy, but spicy doesn't equate to burn. And
Correct.
also, another key detail that we looked at was that when you finish smoking the cigar, whether or not you paired it with anything, we didn't want you to have, an hour or two after you still have an hour taste from a cigar. If it's a lower quality cigar, you get that burn in your throat, you get that ashy feeling in your throat, even when you're not smoking it.
Mhm.
We wanted to avoid that at all costs because
Yeah.
that's a key thing when you're buying a premium cigar. A premium cigar equates to a premium overall experience, even 2-3 hours after you're done smoking the cigar. You wanna say, wow, let me grab another one of those rather than, I'm not going to pick that up anymore.
Right.
Now, without exposing too much, how did you guys pick the factory that you initially wanted to do business with? Did you look through different factories and try different blends from different factories, or was there some sort of a connection that led you to these guys?
So we reached out to a few different factories. We had conversations, sat down, had meetings the way we're sitting down having a conversation right now. And we even visited factories and we landed on one. The guy that runs the factory, he was an East Coast guy as well. So we didn't hit it off just in that, but obviously the relation built from there as well. And the mindsets are on the same level.
Mhm.
The goals are on the same level and quality control is on the same level.
Right.
So everything hit, all the decimal points hit, and that's what we needed over there.
And to add, when you're looking for a manufacturer, you have all these big companies that are willing to do it for you. But the thing is, the quality is not going to be as great. So we decided to go with a factory. Yes, their cigars are known, but smaller, but because we know that the quality is going to be great every time. Because we grow, he grows, and vice versa for anything. The bigger companies are just going to push a regular cigar on you. Okay, this is your blend,
and give you the lesser quality tobacco as well. So again,
we wanted to avoid all that.
There's some of those in my lineup, bro. Trust me. There's some in there. They're just leftovers, or they're blended and set on a shelf, and then they call you and they go, "Hey, man, we've had these sitting. Do you want them?" I got a couple that I do that with, right? But I agree, man. It's hard to find. It's hard to find a cigar that smokes like this.
Yeah.
When you're trying to make one, and it be reasonable and make sense and be consistent every single time you get a new batch. So that's another tough question I'll ask you guys.
Yeah.
Because I think this is a mistake a lot of newer brand owners make when they pick a new blend. How sourceable is the tobacco on a longevity standpoint that you could continue to make this year over year? Was that something that you guys had talked about with the factory and kind of addressed beforehand.
Yes.
It was. I mean,
I freaking love hearing that. Oh my god, I was so scared to ask that question.
it was definitely a conversation that we had.
Definitely a conversation.
Golly.
No matter what, it's, of course, you go season to season. We're dealing with nature. We're dealing with tobacco as well.
Of course.
But we needed to have that consistency in the blend as well. Whenever we pick up the phone or we go down to the factory and we say we need to place an order for this batch, this quantity, this size, we need to make sure the tobacco is
Right.
100% the same tobacco that we had from the previous blend.
Yeah.
So that was a big conversation that we had, and that was one of the selling points as well that made us say, okay, we're going to go with this factory over here.
Right.
Now, do they oh man, I was gonna ask you something about that. It's definitely a quality factory. There's no, I mean, just in the one cigar you guys are having made there right now, it's obviously very obvious that it's a quality factory. What was did you have any bad experiences while you were trying to find this, with whether it was working with a factory or just a bad cigar? Like, was there any like weird experience? Because I think a lot of people are always interested in how this process goes when they're making a new cigar. So, or people that are interested in making a new cigar. So, was there any process in trying to develop this blend that you guys were kind of like, oh man, that's kind of weird? Because this is a strange industry.
Right. I mean, when we first started, like, you know, we were visiting factories and everything. So we found this factory and we're like, send us some samples, like some cigars. We want to make our own blend, you know, and they sent the generic, you know, here's some samples, try them out, you know, and nothing fit what we wanted. Saw that, Justin. I saw that.
On me though, which is usually the case.
Yeah, always.
Something else I appreciate, I don't see a single hole in the middle of that cigar.
Yep.
I'm telling, when people bring me cigars, I don't think they realize how much I absolutely just take a dump on them. There's a reason a lot of cigars don't get reviewed on the channel, because like if I smoke it and there's a big freaking hole in it,
yeah,
I'm gonna say something.
No, 100%.
You should.
Yeah.
There's the ash.
Yeah.
So quality, man.
Here's what came off before.
Yeah. Dude, I've been meeting with a lady on Tuesday mornings because she's been interested in getting into the industry. And we had somebody else's cigar in there and she was asking me about it. And I go, well, let's look at it. I cut it open. And the thing was mixed filled to the max.
Oh, that's not
Like,
good.
like tons of chopped filler in it. And this is a $10 cigar.
Oof.
And I was like, oh no, bro. So I haven't done that to yours because I haven't felt the need to be honest with you. I can tell that it's very quality.
Listen, even if you do, you won't be disappointed.
It's gonna show out. It's gonna show out is what it's gonna do. It's gonna go, hey bro, looky here.
Yep.
So I do that, man. I cut people's cigars open. I've done it in front of manufacturers before, and I've been like, dude,
What is this?
what are you bringing me?
Mm-hmm.
And you're selling this for how much?
Yep.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Listen, we made a big deal over one picture.
So imagine.
I was gonna say that earlier. I was gonna be like, I got one bad piece of feedback for you. One year cigar weapons had water discoloration on it, like everybody else's does.
Yeah. But
That's your one bad feedback. You
Yeah,
watermark from the wrapper leaf, bro. If that's the only that's another thing too. So I'm not a big draw guy, right? Like I don't get really bent out of shape about the draw of a cigar unless it's very, very tight.
Mhm.
Yours is perfect for me.
So each cigar that gets rolled in this factory, each one goes through the process. It goes through a draw meter.
They put it through the tube.
They put it through the tube.
Yeah.
Each cigar that's
All of them.
all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap!
Well, quality control.
Hey,
It's a process. It's a process. It adds to cost. That's where you get the premium price on the cigar. But consistency.
Right.
Consistency.
It's never gonna
yeah.
change.
Again, these have been extremely consistent, and I've only had one problem with one, and that was because I damaged it. So that was my fault.
That's called user error.
Yes.
We can't control that apart.
Idiot mistake. Yeah, dude. No, it is. Yeah. Nope. No, I haven't had any issues with any of the ones I've smoked. None of the caps come off. No unraveling. No popping. No holes. No tight draws. No loose draws. The bands don't tear the wrapper when I take them off, at least from what I've noticed so far, right? I haven't torn a wrapper leaf while taking a foot band or the regular band off. Man, I got nothing but good things to say about your guys' stuff, man. I really do. And it's not very often that I get on here and ride somebody like that, bro. I'm not gonna say what I really wanted to say, but
It's all right. It's all right.
but no, I've really been impressed with what you guys are putting out, man. I've been impressed with you guys more than anything, and that's the biggest thing. That was the biggest selling point for me was you twos. You twos.
You too. Two youths.
You two youths, yeah.
Yeah. How do you cut your cigar? What cut do you prefer?
So this one I actually straight cut because that was the only one I had sitting here. But typically I V cut my cigars. I'm very picky about. There's a reason for that, right? So one reason is I bite my cigars a lot.
Yes.
So when it's a V cut, I eat less tobacco, and the cigar hardly ever unravels. Plus, I'm really big on. There's a lot of time and care taken into the way that these cigars are made, right?
Yes.
So when you look at it from an artisan standpoint, a punch or a V cut is going to keep some of the integrity of how that cigar was meant to look when it was rolled originally.
Right.
And it gets a little bit deeper into the middle of that tobacco. So I could be talking completely out of my butt cheeks like Ace Ventura right now. But to me, that's my mindset and my placebo in my brain that tells me why I want to V cut a cigar.
Right.
But that goes back to everybody experiences in their own way the cigar. Everybody's palates are different. Everybody's experience.
Bro.
That's what it is, though. That's what it is. You can't take that away from each person that's going to smoke it. They're going to smoke it and enjoy it in their own way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a couple more questions for you guys, and then if you guys have anything for me, you can ask. What have you been most excited about getting into this cigar industry? Right, you guys were already probably somewhat a part of it, right? You're normal smokers, right? You're involved. You're around cigar shops. You're buying tobacco. You're smoking cigars, right? But like getting into the industry, what has been an exciting thing about getting into the industry, and what's been a hard thing?
Exciting, I would say. Exciting things to look forward to, I would say, is what we've done already and what we're experiencing and what we continue to want to experience is meeting the people that enjoy the cigar and seeing what they're all about.
That's one of the best things ever, bro.
That's the beauty of this industry. You meet so many different walks of life. You hear so many different stories. You know, on one hand, you're talking to a guy that he's doing deals in a bank, you know, giving out God knows how much in loans. And then you got another guy that he's like, yeah, I was just swinging a pick this morning.
Yeah.
You get so many different walks of life, and it's nice. It's beautiful.
He's like, damn, dude, I can't even lift my arms to smoke my cigar. I got to leave it in because I work in that jackhammer all day.
Yeah. No, but it's true. It's just the people you meet. It's just, you know, you'd be surprised, like, what people do for a living or anything like that. And I love to listen to people's stories. You know, I love it, you know, and it's a great feeling. Even
shop owners you run into. There's shop owners that they're not just shop owners. They're guys like us where they're multifaceted.
Yeah.
You know,
and hearing their story behind why they got into the business or how they got into like it's just amazing. And we love it. You know.
What's been a difficult thing? Because this industry is weird, man. It really is. Like, and if you don't have a difficult thing, like, I'm very glad to hear that. Blessings, may odds ever be in your favor for continued business. But this is a strange industry, so
getting guys to take a chance.
Yeah,
that's the only difficulty in this industry. But it's like anything else. Once you prove yourself, you got to keep proving yourself.
Well, and if you guys show up or your product shows up in front of somebody that really knows cigars, there's no way they wouldn't want to have a conversation with you guys. And if they don't want to have a conversation with you guys after smoking this, their palate sucks, dude. Just say it. Their palate sucks, dude.
Listen, people are gonna say no. We understand that. You know, we're not gonna take it to the heart because that person's gonna say no, but the next person's gonna say yes. You know. Like there's been days that we go to different retailers, we hand our samples out, you know, we talk to the owners and everything, try to get our cigars in the stores. You know, sometimes they have no rooms on the shelf. They don't, which we understand. You know, it is what it is. But our thing is, I guarantee you one day they will call us back.
Absolutely.
Dude, I believe it, bro. I believe it. You guys are going to kick somebody else's door in for sure. I know it 100%, bro.
We just did something at one of the shops that they actually hold our cigars on their shelves, And we said, hey, listen, we want to come in, let your guys buy whatever they buy on the regular. We want to come in and just chat it up with them.
Yeah.
Give them a sample.
Mm-hmm.
And we went in.
Regular night, no event, no nothing.
No,
Just
not
we went to go
advertised.
smoke. I went to
Not even advertised. And we went in and we were handing out samples. And majority of the guys, they said, I'm going to smoke this before I smoke the one that I buy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And when they smoked it, they said, on my way out, I got to buy a stick or I got to buy a box.
Mm-hmm. Which they did.
And there was even one guy, he looked at me like I had 10 heads. I was like, here, listen, grab a cigar. He's like, no, I don't want it. I said, no, grab a cigar and smoke it. And once he was going through with it, he's like, thank you.
Yeah.
I never saw this brand, but now I'm going to keep an eye out for this brand.
And one guy was smoking. He goes, I get turned off when cigars like turn off on me or whatever. And like in my head, like he's talking, and then he's like, and in my head, I'm like, I hope it doesn't shut off on him. Like, even though we never had that experience, I'm like, I hope it doesn't shut off on him because like he's about to put it in his mouth and then he goes back down. About to put it in his mouth, go back down. I'm like, oh god. And then
you mean like it going out being lit?
like going out, like it just shuts off, And then every time we put it in his mouth, and I see smoke, I'm like, yes.
Coming out.
But it never shut off. I'm like, thank you. He went to the bathroom, put it down, came back, and it still went on. I'm like, oh my god, thank God.
You know what's funny about that? Let me see. Hold on. Hey, Kevin, come here for a second, please. So I don't know if Kevin's done this with your cigars yet, but I'm going to ask him. So Kevin is really, really strange about how he judges a cigar. He will purposely let it go out and then see if it holds up to a relight.
Okay.
Have you smoked the Levo? Did you let it go out and relight it like you normally do? How'd it hold up to how'd it hold up to a relight? It was good? What'd you think of the cigar? Okay. He said lighter than he was expecting. Okay. He said he got a little grassy note out of it. He said it stayed pretty smooth and consistent pretty much the whole way through. Okay. So for Kevin, he said whatever notes he got out of it when he started lighting it pretty much were the notes that he was getting out of it through the entire cigar, which is a great thing, right? Like even he said even after the relight. So
that's awesome.
If he relights a cigar and doesn't like it, he will say so. So
that's a lot of the flavor will come out once you relight.
So according to him, it holds up to a relight. So even if it goes out and you relight it, bro, you're all right.
That's it.
At least by Kevin's.
Yeah, Kevin's good people.
Yeah,
Kevin's good people.
We like Kevin.
And something I'm going to do with your cigars, if I can get your permission with it, I don't know which ones I want to do it with yet, but I want to do a blind taste test.
Okay.
We don't see that being an issue.
I'm going to put it up against probably a couple other really big name cigars in the industry.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to try to stay on a similar price point with one of them, and then the other one's going to be over the price point.
Okay.
And I'll probably do a blind taste test. I don't know if I'll do it with myself or if I'll do it with somebody else too. Maybe I'll do it with myself and Jay, and see what happens with that, because I've got a lot of confidence in how that's going to turn out, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I would love to see it, and if you guys are okay with me doing that,
yes,
I would love to do that. And if you guys are ever in town,
well, we want to make a trip to come down.
I'll have you guys on. We could, if we could work it out. I do have enough room. We could always do an event too. We could always, we'd always do a little Levo event here. I got a guy that runs a casino dealing school. He teaches people how to deal blackjack, poker, roulette, craps. They do the whole thing. So like, even if you wanted to do like a little poker night,
okay,
whatever, you guys just want to have like a barbecue out back, have some people over here to meet you guys and hang out. Like,
awesome, yeah, absolutely.
Let me know, and we can
definitely
wiggle on that.
We'll make those arrangements for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for.
How long is the flight from New York to Arizona?
From Ohio, it's about 4 hours. So I would assume,
like 5.
You're probably like 5 hours from New York.
Okay,
just about.
Yeah, it's not
now, a pro tip that you can do sometimes, because flights to Vegas are usually really cheap. If you can find a flight through Skip Lag that stops in Phoenix and then continues on to Vegas, you just get off the flight, but you can't check a bag. That's kind of the shtick. But you can look for flights to Vegas that have a layover in Phoenix, and then you just jump off the plane in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Flights to Vegas are cheap.
Okay.
Usually,
yeah.
At least for us, they are. I don't know. They might be from the East Coast too. I don't know. But usually Vegas, it's cheap.
All right.
Okay. Something to think about.
Look into that.
Yeah, definitely look into that. I've never been to Arizona, so I'd love to go.
It'd be a nice trip.
Yeah.
Especially first time going to see Justin.
Yeah, bro. What other states are you guys in other than here in Arizona and New York?
That's it right now.
That's it right now.
Right now, okay.
New York, Arizona.
We just launched in November. We just
Yeah.
launched in
Okay.
November. So
Yeah, little by little, slow and steady wins the race. That's what I go by.
Hey, you guys are coming into prime smoking season down there in New York, so this is a
Exactly,
good time for you guys to
exactly.
hit the ground moving, bro.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Very good time for you guys to hit the ground moving.
Oh yeah, yeah. People now it's barbecue season. You got the holiday, certain holidays coming up, so
Yeah.
people are gathering. The same way we were saying before, the gathering of the people, the ritualistic values that everybody has. Now this is when levels start ending up in their hands as well.
This is when we turtle up and don't go outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
yeah.
hot does it get over there?
It can get up to like 125. On average, though, in the middle of summer, it usually swings between 110 and 115, and then there'll be a couple days of spikes to like 120 in July and sometimes into August. But the majority of the time, it sticks between 110 and 115.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's hot, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, we have a paving background, so that's not
Yeah.
that's not
You know what's up.
But yeah, you know.
So far, I've loved everything about your guys' brand, man. I love you guys too, and that's a hard thing for me. There's not a lot of brands that I get behind because you don't get to meet the people like you guys. I meet reps all the time, right?
Right.
And a lot of these other companies, they don't push their brands like you guys do. Right? Like the way you guys are moving, I see success in this business. And I don't see that in a lot of other new cigar companies, right? Like if you aren't going to pay the money to market or have somebody on boots and grounds hitting all the shops or somebody on the phone calling all these shops,
Right.
next best way to do it is the way that you guys are doing it, in my opinion. So if there's anybody that's listening to this and you guys are interested in getting into the cigar industry, these are the guys that are, this is how you want to do it. You want to hustle like these guys. You want to post on Instagram all the time, all the social medias. You want to reach out to people who can help you move and market this product on your behalf, that are willing to do it on your behalf too. And I'm willing to do it on your behalf because you guys are also doing it on your own behalf.
Yeah. Keep.
So I'm okay with doing that because you guys are working just as hard as I'm going to be working, if not harder than I'm going to be working to move your brand.
Right.
Listen, key thing was people from out of state, out of New York, especially when we first launched. Where can we get your cigar? Where can we get your cigar? So you opened up a new avenue for us as well over here,
Right.
and hopefully we opened up new doors for you as well. New clientele.
I'm excited to see. Like I said, there's been a couple that have went out. I don't know who picked them up, but I'm excited to find out who it was and get the feedback because I've been out of office a lot this month. I was in a movie and I got
stuff
going on.
Hold on, it's getting too bright. It's getting too bright over here now.
Can I get your autograph?
It's not like that, bro. I might my bike will be seen in a scene,
Okay.
and then the camera may pass through a couple scenes that I'm in the background.
Okay.
And then the filming is still going for like another 6 months. So there's a possibility they may reuse us in other scenes because they need people that represented this motorcycle club to also be seen in these other scenes. So there's a possibility we might do some more. But my biggest thing was like, dude, I'm going to get my bike in a movie. My green Harley's going to be in a freaking movie, bro. I'm thinking about myself. I want that Harley in a movie, bro. Let's go. So, and it's an interesting movie. The guy that's making it, you guys baseball guys, right?
Yeah.
Mets? Was it Mets?
Yankees.
Okay, I was gonna say you live in the Bronx, bro.
I know we're in Queens, but I grew up a Yankees fan.
Gotta be the Yankees. I'm a Yankees fan too. So Derek Jeter was
Derek Jeter.
And the captain.
Jorge Posada, that team. Oh,
and
they had a great roster, those guys.
Bro, I can even go back to the old Daryl Strawberry.
But even like now with Anthony Volpe that just came onto the Yankees, everyone was like, "Is that your cousin? Is that your cousin?" I'd say, "Yeah," but he's really not. But
I was
like,
gonna say something about that earlier when you were like, "Volpe means fox." I was like, "Wait, so Anthony Volpe is Anthony Fox, bro? Let's go!" Got that torpedo bat and everything, bro. That's awesome. So you baseball, your guys' big thing,
and soccer.
Soccer,
Football. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, football.
Soccer,
Come on.
American, European.
Yeah.
Okay. That was my house too, man. There's only like 4 teams in Greece. So there's like Panathinaikos, Olympiakos,
Olympiakos,
Ike,
and
then there's one more. Can't remember the other one. I think it starts with an S. But my stepdad's family is all Ike because his mom was one of the refugees that left Turkey and ended up from Old Macedonia and ended up in the islands of the Dikados there in Lipso. And his dad's from Crete.
Okay.
So Yeah,
Mhm.
very interesting.
Okay. Okay. That's very interesting.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. No, for me, like Italian soccer is staple. You know, I watch the Italian soccer every Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of teams in Italy. Is that
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
big league?
A lot of it's a big soccer culture over there. Like my team is Juventus. But,
Okay.
there's Inter Milan. There's AC Milan. There's
Oh, that's right. Okay.
yeah. You got all those big teams. You know.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind watching soccer, and I used to play it. But man, it's not the easiest sport for me to enjoy as much
Right.
as some of the others.
Mhm.
I don't know why, but like I love hockey, and it's a very similar sport.
Because it's very like
A little more high action.
Yeah, it's a lot
It's
of
always moving in hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the same.
And I always got
Wonder why.
mad when I played soccer because I was faster than everybody else.
Mhm.
I got called for offsides all the time because those fools wouldn't just kick the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just pass the ball.
Offsides, bro. Leave me alone. What do you
What's
guys
your
have?
main sport? Baseball?
Say that again?
Your main sport, baseball?
Oh,
Or-
bro. So I played everything. I was a 5-sport athlete in high school, actually. So I lettered in track and baseball at the same time.
Wow.
Nice.
So my love is basketball though.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
if I ever like end up in coaching with basketball, you'll see me have more success with that probably than anything else in my life. So
Okay.
when it comes time to do that, and I find an opportunity to actually get into basketball coaching, that's where you'll really see, I think, what my purpose on this planet is. I'm
Awesome.
Okay.
really good at teaching, and I'm really good at coaching.
Awesome.
So I love basketball. I see the game very uniquely. That's one of the reasons why I'm really excited to hopefully get into coaching soon. I have a buddy that used to play for the Milwaukee Bucks, played at
Wow.
and he coaches out here. So we've been in conversation over the couple years to potentially work something out. And
Okay.
but yeah, man, I love all sports, bro. I'm a sports junkie.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up riding horses. I've raced cars. I used to race modifieds. I've done
Nice.
BMX riding, roping, Western pleasure stuff. I've done cow sorting, pinning, cross country races on horseback. I've done
Very big.
I ran track in college. My grandfather actually when I started running track was like really upset with me
Mhm.
because I probably could have went somewhere with baseball,
Okay.
but I could not stand the people on the baseball team, bro.
Really?
Biggest douches on the planet. I just couldn't do it. I could not be around those guys as my teammates every day, man. I couldn't do it.
Mhm.
So I didn't play baseball.
It just
Ran track.
it sucks that a bad experience had to turn it off for you.
Yep.
Because if you were on a different team, it could have been a different avenue at that point.
And like you said, man, when you called me the first time, I'm an energy person,
Mhm.
right? If that energy's off, I can't put myself in that position to be
Correct.
around that because it's not gonna benefit me and it's not gonna
Right.
benefit anybody else
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a positive light.
I
So I had to
agree.
make a decision.
Mhm.
Okay.
I agree.
But yeah, I'm a sports nut, man. The March Madness right now, losing my
Uh-huh.
mind. I will say sports betting has kind of put a little bit of a dirty taste in my mouth as far as sports goes, and the
Yeah.
NIL and stuff like that has really kind of made me disconnect from it a little bit more than I usually do.
Right.
But nah, man, I still love my athletics, bro.
Yeah. Good.
The
Still
big
love
thing,
my
it's all community athletics. That's
You-
what it is.
You guys play golf?
So I'm into golf.
Okay.
Golf. Yeah. I mean, I haven't played in a while, but I played. I'm decent.
He's been trying to get me on board for a few years.
Yeah.
I got a golf sim back here, bro. You better start
Is it?
the swings before you
Coming
guys
after you,
get out here to
right?
Phoenix,
I'm
bro.
coming there.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get you guys on a golf
Cool.
course. We do the whole review on a golf course, bro. Come on.
Let's do it.
We'll go up into the mountains of Phoenix, bro. Up in
I
Cape
gotta
Fear or
practice a little
something.
bit before I come there, right?
Yeah, bro. I've
Yeah.
been trying to get people on the sim and to come play and smoke cigars and goof off with me for a minute, bro. But nobody ever
That's
takes
a
me
good
up
time.
on it.
That's what we're gonna do next time. When we come to Arizona, that's what we're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
Levo Sigaro on the golf simulator.
Maybe I'll swing my first golf club.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't break it on you.
I'm just worried about the itch that I'm going to get afterwards. That sport, I know how addicting it can get.
Yeah.
Bro, you hit 2 good shots, man, and you're done. You're hooked. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it, bro.
That's true.
See, you spend a lot of time with us. We're rubbing off now.
Yes, sir. I told you I grew up in a Greek household, man. We ain't that far away anyway.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Don't throw away. That's it.
We ain't that far away anyways.
Yeah,
It's
man.
you know what's crazy? My Greek cousin Stefanos, who lives on Rhodos,
Okay.
actually started learning Italian because of how many
Yes.
people come down from Italy now and actually visit Greece.
There's a lot of Italian influence in Rolos.
Yeah. A lot of them have second homes there. They bring their big boats, dude. Like,
Yeah.
some big boats. They got money over there like that, bro.
I guess, you know.
The heck? I have to go to Italy and find out where they're getting these yachts, bro. Like 30 of them out there. I'm like, damn.
When we get our level, yeah, you'll be invited.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I got one wish. You drop me off at Blete Yellow on Lipso, bro, and we're
You
set.
got it, no problem.
Leave me alone. Don't come back.
Awesome.
Well, heck yeah, man. I'll let you guys get out of here. You know, I got a big event tonight I got to get ready for here. So Sisters and Sticks weekend. So we got some big events coming up. But
Cool, good
man,
stuff.
thank you guys so much for coming on
Thank
here.
you.
Just
You,
bullshit
truly
and
grateful.
telling us about your cigar brand, man. I'm really excited for you guys, and I'm happy to be a part of it and help support you guys. And man, I can't wait to see what happens and get some more feedback on these cigars.
Stay tuned. That's it.
Thank you for having us on.
Yeah,
Listen,
thank
thank you for the opportunity again, brother.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro. We'll stay in touch, man, and we'll figure out what we can do with this, man. We'll see
Do it.
some fun stuff with it.
That's it.
Got it.
Do it.
You guys take it easy over there in New York, bro, and we're gonna get out of here and see what the heck's going on in the shop, bro. So
All right.
You
Ciao,
guys
take it
ciao.
easy.
Take care.
Ciao.
Later.
Peace.